These are the Squid Game cookies, and today we're going to be testing out which method is the quickest. We're going to be using the fire needle, the regular needle, breaking it apart, and licking it. Let's go. So first up, I'm going to be using the needle. Now, this one took me a little bit longer than I thought. Now, although this didn't feel like it helped a lot, it did feel like it helped by making sure that when I did break it with my hands that it didn't completely shatter, but I really don't think it was that effective. And it took me around 2 minutes and 15 seconds to complete this, and it ended up coming out pretty clean, but I still don't think the needle helped that much. Now we're going to be using the needle that's heated up, just like they used the lighter in the show, and this is a lot different than I thought it would be. Basically, the second you put the needle through the cookie, it instantly cools down, so it creates one hole, but after that it's completely useless. So what I ended up doing is creating a bunch of holes all along the rim, so that when I did break it up, it was like a little bit easier and it had more stress points. So overall, I don't think this was this effective, and plus it took me like almost 4 minutes to do this, so I would give this one not a good rating. Alright, and now I'm going to be doing the original method, which is just breaking it with my hands. This ended up being a lot quicker than I thought, and what I realized is when the cookie's really thin, it's really easy to break, and even though it's thick, it's still pretty easy to break. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this one took me 30 seconds, and it was really easy. So I'm going to go ahead and say this one's probably one of the best. And finally, I'm going to be testing the licking technique. Alright, in 3, 2, 1. All right. Oh my god. Oh. If I had like 10 minutes and I would die, I'm dead. Oh my gosh. Putting up the light, I can see through it a little bit. It's been 1 minute, and I don't think I'm any closer at all. If the cookie was so thin that I can lick through it, then most likely it would be so thin that I can just break it just like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and myth bust this, because this licking is gonna take literally forever. It's just not gonna work. At this point, if it's that thin that I can lick through it, then it would just easily snap off as it's doing. Okay, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So it looks like there's no way you can lick through this, because if it was that thin, you just snap it. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is probably the worst technique.